had a really good week, had an open week, and practiced a few times, recruited, did some things, tried to get some guys a little healthier, and so I think we had a good week. And, moving forward to a really tough contest this Saturday here at ULM against Arkansas State. Thought Arkansas State played really well against Texas State in all three phases of the game. Offensively, they've been Arkansas State, really. I mean, if you look at them and what they've been able to do, and, the three receivers with Bayless, Merritt, and Adams, I mean, it's incredible when you look at 140 catches and 21 touchdowns already this year, and certainly starting with Bayless, and been really productive. I think getting Murray back at running back has really helped them, gives them that balance that Coach Anderson's always had their stuff. So really, really tough assignment for us, for our defense, to try to defend them. And then defensively, really seems like they settled in on what they've wanted to do here the last couple of weeks, and played really good defense this past week against Texas State. And kicking game wise, I mean, they've already blocked a couple kicks, and Edmonds had a really good return last week. So really tough game for us. We know really important game for us, and important conference game. And we certainly look forward to it and having the opportunity to play on ESPNU this Saturday at 2:30 here in Monroe.
Coach, thank you so much. Our first questions come from Whitney Hayworth. Whitney, please go ahead.
Good morning, Coach. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Looking forward to another good week of Sunbelt football. And, as you mentioned, in one of the games that will be highlighted on linear networks will be your guys. And, as you look at Arkansas State's defense, as you mentioned, they continue to get better. And one person that continues to get better and actually had probably one of his best games of his career this week was Nathan Page. So have you been able to take a look at their film from Saturday to kind of see the game that he had and the threat that he can be?
We have, and there's no doubt. I think they've kind of, when you look at the number of injuries they've had on the defensive side, and got some back, and then lose some guys, and look like to me they've kind of settled in on what they do. I mean, Page is a really good player. And I think it starts with them, and they did a really good job of pressuring and getting pressure and affecting the quarterback for Texas State, which I think certainly helped them on the back end. But really impressed with what they did last week, and from a defensive standpoint. And we saw something similar, with Iowa State earlier this year, and it's a really tough scheme, and it's going to be a tough challenge for us.
And seeing that and being able to compare somewhat to Iowa State, how do you get your offense to open up and make the passes that that Arkansas State defense may be able to bring pressure to?
Well, it's going to be tough because, in that style of defense, there's a lot of different guys that can pressure. They can come from a lot of different ways. I mean, both the corner and the weak safety can come from the boundary, and you look to the field, they can pressure you from the field with both the linebackers up the middle and stuff. So there's a lot of different ways, I think, in the structure of that defense. So, like I said, we played something similar against Iowa State and in terms of the makeup of it, but they're doing some different things, than Iowa State did. And, 34 is playing right there where 15 did from Iowa State, and he's certainly in position to make a bunch of tackles, and he is.
And for you guys, obviously coming off of the bye week, what would you say is probably your number one thing that you all were able to improve and get better at?
Just trying to get some consistency, I think. And, we had this pretty tough stretch there. We had some injuries and moved some people around, especially on special teams in the return games and stuff. And so just trying to really more solidify. I think after 7 games, you are who you are, and trying to more solidify some of the positions and some of the people that, that we had to put in because of injuries that, a couple of them were last minute, replacements in terms of special teams wise, and just trying to solidify ourselves there.
Well, Coach, thank you very much. That's all from me. Look forward to watching you guys on ESPNU on Saturday.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
Right. Thank you, Whitney. Our next questions come from Ted Lewis with The Advocate. Ted, please go ahead.
Yeah, hey. Just a couple of things. First of all, it's been a while, but can you express the disappointment y'all felt last year when you were bowl eligible and didn't get selected for one? And you got a lot to play for right now. You're tied for the division lead, but boy, the schedule you got coming up in November is a killer. You talk about the challenge ahead for you to what's available for your team and the challenge for you to become bowl eligible this year?
Yeah, there's no question, Ted. It's really challenging, and it was disappointing last year. But we only have ourselves to blame because we're in position, and we got beat by two good teams. Arkansas State and Lafayette both beat us, and that's kind of the way it is. But we think we got a great opportunity. Moving forward, we have the next two games at home, and but we have a tough schedule, but when you look at it, pretty much in this league, if you have 5 league games left, I mean, everybody's got a pretty tough schedule. So, it's starting with Arkansas State, but I think the league and its balance and stuff makes it a pretty tough challenge for anybody that has league games